Hello everybody, Lancey Peterson here. Today, it is Tuesday, January 7th, 2020. It is now 10 p.m. I just made a video about the Sony Vision S electric vehicle. It's amazing we're, saying this. It's funny. We don't say it's an electric car. We say it's an electric vehicle. And it kind of makes sense for technology companies to create electric vehicles when you say it like that. I mean, really think about it. You're looking at a vehicle that has all of the things that matter on a car. The suspension and the seating and the computer screens or so. But there isn't an engine. There's no exhaust system. Save for an electrolyte and a coolant for the battery, there aren't any petroleum products whatsoever in the vehicle. It is literally a computer on wheels. To say it's an EV, an electric vehicle, it just works. So I started thinking about the Ford Mustang Mach-E. And when I first heard the name, it clearly didn't make sense to me and to a number of other automotive journalists. I'm not an automotive journalist. I'm just a guy that likes cars. But one thing I noticed that the journalists started doing, they left the name Mustang off of descriptions of the vehicle, and they just strictly called it the Mach-E because it's not a Mustang. It's not a two-seat sports car with a high output engine, whether it's a four-cylinder like you have today, a V6, or preferably a V8 engine. It's not that. This vehicle is essentially a four-door sport utility vehicle that to me looks like a Mazda 3. Great. It looks like a Mazda, a Mazda CX-3. And so I'm thinking, why did Ford choose to put their most iconic name on this new sport utility vehicle? Well, because they need the vehicle. Not only do they want the vehicle to be a success, they need the vehicle to be a success. Ford decided to do a clean sheet approach with this vehicle. They clearly spent a lot of money on the vehicle, and it shows. And they need this vehicle to be profitable from day one, and so they wanted to generate some excitement on this vehicle. But it has one major problem, and that is the name. A lot of people make a lot of issue with the name, and until the Sony Vision S, I really didn't understand the problem of naming a vehicle. And then I realized the most important quality of a name is identity. When Porsche came out with their Cayenne sport utility vehicle, and people said, Porsche should not do this, it would be ridiculous or whatnot, Porsche didn't call it the 911 Cayenne. They called it the Cayenne. They didn't call the Panamera the 911 Panamera. They called it the Panamera. And so on and so forth with all of their vehicles. What they did was they gave the new classification of vehicles their own individual identity. It's a Porsche because it's produced by the brand Porsche, by the manufacturer Porsche. But the car itself has its own identity, so it can succeed or fail in the marketplace on its own based on what it brings for other vehicles in its competitive set. I believe that if Ford simply called the vehicle the Mach-E, no one would have had a problem with it. It would have been no big deal. The styling element in the rear with the 3 turn signals, I think that was brilliant. The way the front end looks, it's great. This EV, the Mach-E, is exactly the type of vehicle you would expect from Ford. It is doing everything right, and it's not trying to overcompensate. And for what it brings to the market and for the price they're going to deliver it for, I believe the vehicle will be a success. However, trying to tack on the name Mustang, to try to borrow the identity of the Mustang and put it on a vehicle, is like Corvette trying to come out with an SUV and saying this is the Corvette SUV. It won't work. General Motors knows this, and they'll never do it. It's one thing to say we have a mid-engine Corvette, but people have been talking about a mid-engine Corvette for forever. And people were hoping that it would have been simply called the Corvette Zora or so like that, and keep the front engine model alive while the mid-engine continues on as a special upgrade, like getting a ZR1 or a Z06. But no, they say, hey, you know, this is the new Corvette, and we're getting rid of the front engine rear drive platform. So the new Corvette will do fantastic. But I think, and this is just my opinion as a car guy, that Ford should just let go of trying to label this vehicle as part of the Mustang family and let it stand on its own and develop its own identity within the marketplace. And it should do well enough on those merits alone. I like what Ford has done with the vehicle. I like the fact that you can pre-order one with just a $500 deposit. I think it was great that they showed the production version of the vehicle and not a concept. And their timing is actually great, because when that vehicle is released, it will qualify for the full $7,500 tax credit. The Tesla Model Y will not. And I think that's part of the reason why Ford timed it the way they did, because now not only will that vehicle be competitive to the Tesla Model Y, but it will also be competitive to the Chevy Bolt, because neither one of those vehicles qualify for the $7,500 tax credit. This will be very interesting to see what happens. Tesla makes you feel special when you buy one of their cars, and it shows in the little things they get right with their cars. For example, and this is a biggie, to be able to watch Hulu and Netflix and YouTube in the vehicle. That's a no one else is doing it. That is huge. And as much as I'm hooked on all three of those, the mere fact that I'm able to do that in the vehicle, I want the car for that feature alone. And just knowing that you're part of this special club that isn't associated with any legacy car manufacturer. I mean, owning a Tesla, being a member of the Tesla family, is like better than belonging to the BMW club, better than belonging to the Mercedes club, better than belonging to the Tesla club, better than belonging to the Corvette club. It's like, yeah, I have a Tesla. And people treat you special when you have one as well too. Hey, I look forward to renting one on Turo and keeping it for a couple of days and enjoying my rented Tesla experience for a while. This video is about the Mustang Mach-E, and I am curious to hear your opinion on my opinion of the identity of the vehicle and how important that is. All right. Thank you so much. I'll catch you on the next video.